We are now within the 30-second start zone, and the key is, of course, to get to that start zone just a tick after that 30 seconds expires so that you don't jump the start. And what a launch here for Team Blue Rising. Phelan Kavanagh, we talked about that. Anna Glennon, though, on the outside, up and getting a good start as well. And now splitting everybody right in the middle. Timmy Hansen, come go! And a huge impact for Phelan Kavanagh. Absolutely nosed in to one of the waves, and it just parked that beautiful race bird. And that is going to allow Timmy Hansen to work his way into the front. And you can see that is a crushable structure. It is designed to do exactly that, folks. It is just these seas are so rough, and that's what's supposed to happen, Shirley. It is supposed to come off and protect the driver in a contact, but in a moment like that, it's supposed to give way and save the rest of the chassis.
Yeah, don't be alarmed. It's quite a big bit of boat coming off, but it is sacrificial, and he slammed the water hard. I mean, a big mistake. The driver's really looking for the low points in the waves. It's like skiing in moguls, maybe. You're looking for a path through these quite big seas, and he didn't find it.
No, he just timed it wrong, and we now have a full course yellow as a result. Of course, now we've got that little piece of bodywork that is sitting out there in the course. So obviously safety is always the #1 concern here. And this too is unproven ground. It's the first time these racebirds have raced in these kind of conditions here this weekend. It was tough yesterday. It's tough today. And I call it sometimes, when I've been announcing other types of marine stuff, water bugging, because if you ever watch a water bug on the water, it kind of scoots side to side, always looking for the smoothest run. And that's what they have to do right now. Now, under this full course yellow, they are still at race speed. They just cannot pass. And if they get into that zone where the yellow flags fly, they obviously have to be very mindful of what's happening there. So we have 3 competitors now that are going to be running. And the other side of the coin here is, remember those long laps, Shirley. We've talked about that. It's about 15 seconds. And so right now, Timmy Hansen would like to build up enough margin to be able to make that happen without giving it up at the merge.
This is really good news for Timmy Hansen. You know, the clock and the laps are decreasing, the laps to go, and no one can overtake him. So really good news. And I mean, they were impressive, weren't they, in the semi-finals? And
Phelan Kavanagh absolutely gutted, and understandably. He had that inside lane. He had a very solid start and was just trying to make sure he led to that first turn-in point, and then just crushed one of the crests of the wave here. So you can see they're still chugging along here, and those noses get really close. But here we go, back to green now. This is full-on racing at this point. But at this point, Anna Glennon is 4.5 seconds adrift of Hansen, so he hasn't cleared that 15-second mark by any means. This is a good race right now.
Yeah, and this is a really important leg here. You can see on the top where they're using the boost and not. It gives you 20 seconds of a 25 extra boost in power. Really important to use that in the straights and just try and get a little bit further ahead.
You just saw the shot of Lisa Gussan-Battaglia, the teammate to Phelan Kavanagh, who put in that incredible race yesterday to get their spot into the finals, was so emotional over it, and now to see their chances for a win have gone away at this stage. Probably very most likely here. Listen in here. This is live from Team Brazil. All right, we'll keep eavesdropping here.
Westbrook is doing it, but the gap is okay. The gap is good. Boost whenever you can.
So the team engineer is sitting in mission control. He has all the telemetry off the boat, so he's really guiding. There's another set of eyes. Having someone who really understands the boat helping you out. He's talking about the depth of the foils, the flight height, and really helping with strategy. And it's so invaluable to have a good team with you on the radio.
And look at the trim levels there. We were seeing trim levels in the 0.4 to 0.5 yesterday. Now they're 1.8, 1.9. And I think what they're trying to do, aren't they, is keep that nose up.
Yeah, lifting the bow up. So, you know, in Venice, very flat platforms, but here lifting the bow up, sort of coming over the wave, just trying to avoid those massive slams.
And right now, only one of our race birds, Sarah Price for Westbrook Racing, has completed the long lap. And she just set the fastest first sector of anyone in this race by a big chunk. She just turned a 22.1. That is an amazingly quick first sector. And so she's doing everything she can to try and close it up and and if she can get within that 15-second mark or thereabouts, she could be in a really good position here. Still waiting for Hansen, who has the fast lap of the race thus far, at a 2-minute 1.589 to make his long lap run. Anna Glennon for Team Miami has to do that as well. And keep in mind here that because of Brady not being in and being eliminated, as look at this, Glennon is on a charge here. If Team Miami can win this, and obviously we're projecting a lot, they would take the points lead because Team Brady is done at this point. And now Anna Glennon opting for the long lap. And to put that one in here, I think, yep, there she goes. So Hansen will be the only one, and we are going to be completing lap 3. So this next lap around, Hansen will have to do that long lap. But right now, he's just trying to build that margin, and he's got right now the smoothest water, which I say that, you know, with great caution out there. Look at how close it's happening at the merge here, though, as Sarah Price has that inside. But here comes Glennon for Team Miami up on the boost. Both of them boosting, and Glennon noses ahead of Sarah Price, but this is so close right now. And there she goes. She's got enough of a lead, Shirley. I think she can turn in across and not impede. Great job by Anna Glennon.
Nice work there. It's not over, is it? I mean, the boost is such a powerful strategic tool, and your engineer on the radio will be helping you with that as well. Once you've used it, it only lasts for 20 seconds. You have to wait probably an excruciating 40 seconds before you have the option to use it again. So really powerful. We saw yesterday maximum times it was used was 10, the least 3. You have to be quite brave. The faster you go.
I think she may have had the prop over rev. She had that big impact. She went to the inside. She boosted going into that turn. And as she squared up and went to it, you could see that boat just rose up, dove down. And what happens, folks, is when the prop, just to make sure we're right, when the prop is in the water, it's under load. When it suddenly pops out on full throttle, it free spins so quickly, it can hurt the motor. So there's a built-in safety, and it just shuts the motor down temporarily. And wow, that was huge. And the interesting thing, Timmy Hansen now over Glennon, 18 seconds. So if he gets a good run through that long lap, he might lead this still at the merge.
I was just about to say how brave it is to use the boost, because the faster you go, the higher you fly, the more lift you generate off the foils, and you know, the more unstable everything is. And, well, Sarah Price found the price. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, here we go. Here we go, and just got word from the engineers that there goes, look at Hansen on the boost. They said boost coming out of the merge, and he did it, and that is going to preserve that lead, and we'll see, is it good enough? The margin, 0.8 of a second at the merge. Now it's growing. He is driving away. It is looks like Timmy Hansen from Team Brazil, but we don't want to call it too early because we've seen things happen. Glennon now on the boost. She is using it up. She is coming. Hansen trying to be very gentle in coming across the line, and he has done it. Hansen wins, but at the end, Anna Glennon trimmed that to under 5 seconds in an absolute charge for Team Miami. And of course, Sarah Price for Westbrook and Phelan Kavanaugh for Team Blue Rising having those 2 stalls. One will be a DNF. We'll see if Sarah is going to be able to get that going and come back. Look at the dejection there for Phelan. I mean, I think he knew he had a huge opportunity with that inside lane. So, wow, what an absolutely crazy race that was on so many levels. Here we go. Sarah now able to get that Westbrook Racebird back and underway, so she will be able to come around and officially take that 3rd spot. And Phelan Kavanaugh with the DNF is already back and stop. So hugely critical in the points here and in the opportunity. You know, obviously the finals, you take each final, one from each pilot, and you add the points that you accrue in the finals, 5, 3, 2, and 1, and whoever has the highest point score at the end, they are the event winners here. And so this is crucial for Sarah to get this around, because who knows, we have seen at the last minute things can happen.
I mean, it's a lot worse, isn't it?
It is.
It was really difficult conditions, but inside track here for Eric Stark.
All right, here we go. 20 seconds to the race start. Timing it to get to that line and be absolutely flying. Ooh, in the middle, Katie Munnings for Team Brazil lagging a little bit. But here we go, coming up to that start line, and Lucas Ordonez on the outside, Eric Stark inside. But here comes Katie going to the throttle, and we are green. Oh, and right as Katie went for it, she hit a big swell, dropped down, all that drag slowed her down. But look at Eric Stark working that inside lane to perfection here. Lucas Ordonez, he's going to have to come from a long ways outside, Shirley, to be able to go after it. Will he try that cutback move?
Oh, a huge advantage to be pole position here, and we see Eric Stark really monopolizing that, you know, picking his turn, looking really strong. For Katie Munnings, she was squeezed out there so hard to start in the middle in these rough conditions, and it's a long way back from there.
And you've said it before many times this weekend, Shirley, you've got to look after the asset. We saw in that first semifinal 2 of these beautiful racebirds struggling in these conditions. And so, yes, you want to have enough pace to win, but you don't want to push so hard that you can damage this craft. And it's going to be a real balancing act. And look at Lucas Ordonez. He is on the boost, and so is Team Miami. And look at this. You can see Team Brazil has dropped way back at this stage, but both of these 2 up front running boost to boost here right now. And look, a nose off there for Team Brazil. So for Katie Munnings, that day might be over. It may be down to a 2-person race right now, but it couldn't be closer. It's under a second and a half between Eric Stark for Team Miami, and we're just getting word that Westbrook Racing, Lucas Ordonez, is just been issued, at least on our scoring screens, we'll confirm that, of course, a potential long lap penalty, which would mean he'd have to do 2 long laps. Not sure what that would be for.
Possibly at the start. To me, you know, Katie Munnings was really squeezed there, and you have to hold your lane till you get to that first turning mark. But we'll wait in here about that. If your nose comes off, you have to clear the course as well. You cannot carry on.
All right, look at this here now. Westbrook, the outside, that's Ordonez. They come to the line, and all the boats are in the same position here. And look, you can see Westbrook right there, trying to see what unfolds here. Now remember that those start lines are actually angled a little bit, and so right there Ordonez looks like he comes across, but that's what we're getting the word is here. We'll have to see how that plays out. Sarah Price obviously incredibly concerned right now as they work around now on this second lap. Still very close, under 2.5 seconds apart.
It's a great shot from Lucas Ordonez's boat. I mean, you really see the track that the pilots are looking to get. Remember, you know, like skiing in moguls, picking your way through the carnage ahead of you. Not easy. And for someone used to, I mean, he's used to a lovely smooth bit of tarmac. He's doing awfully well. Yes, he is. And look here, he's trying to cross over, trying to see if he can figure a way. Now he's on the boost, trying to come up the inside, and Stark not reacting here. And boy, Lucas is going to be going a long way around on this one here as he's trying to gain that inside line, but he's got the position right now. And is Eric Stark going to do his long lap at this point? No, looks like he's going to try and beat him to the turn in. They are side by side, so close. Right there, that was a big squeeze play, and they got away with it at that point. But Ordonez, one thing we know about Lucas is he is not going to go quietly. Eric Stark may be the most experienced power boater out there, but Lucas, he gets a lot done with that right foot, and we'll see what he's going to be able to do here. Right now, the margin is under 1 second. As a matter of fact, it's about 0.8 only. This is incredibly close. Remember, Lucas Ordonez has an extra penalty lap to do. He's going to have to do that pretty soon. If you're Eric Stark, you're almost just taking a little bit of a chill pill. You know,
Oh, look at this. Look at that outside move on the boost. Ooh! Catching some massive air. Westbrook and Ordonez, but he did it beautifully, didn't he? He lifted off, and now, right at the right point, that is Eric Stark's experience. And Lucas, he came out of the water, that big flight we saw. I'll be willing to bet you that that safety cutoff for an overspin on the prop has come in. Oh, and you can see the frustration. Sarah watching, absolutely gutted. This is just tragic what we're seeing here from obviously for Lucas Ordonez, Shirley.
If you take air, if the prop comes out of the water, we're going to watch it here. Let's have a look.
Watch this from this angle, and look how much he cleared right here. That props out, lands, and the drive goes away.
I think he was unfortunate there. It doesn't look so bad. It looked like he had a bit of prop in the water, but if you've got the boost on, so you're absolutely full throttle, and that prop comes out the water for too long, that's what happens.
That's what happens. And Stark at that same moment had gone to the boost and just swept the outside. So we now have a full course yellow because of the stationary Westbrook Racing race bird that is sitting out there. So Eric Stark on his own here for Team Miami. And this is really, really crucial here, because you think about Team Miami with Anna Glennon, they were second in that first race. Katie Munnings obviously is way back, so that first place that Timmy put in, it could be the issue if, and this is the key, we have to, ooh, a huge impact there. If we have to you know, add up those points, if Team Miami in fact gets the win with Team Brady out after being eliminated in the semifinals, Team Miami would take the point lead. And we're not sure yet about the fast lap at this stage, but wow, what a story this could be.
Well, hopefully we'll see Lucas Ordonez in a second, see what's going on. So important he gets tracking again.
Yes.
Just get round the course. He will finish second then, and then they'll be second overall.
Yeah, they finished third in that first. Oh, now he finally got it going. And what happens there, the delay, folks, is before you can restart that electric motor, the inverter, which holds all the charge that dispenses into the motor, has to discharge so it doesn't damage the damage the motor on the restart. So that's why that big delay. So right now, talk about Eric Stark needing to just back it down and bring it home. He's got a huge lead. You know, this is one of those times where saving the asset is everything for him.
Yeah, he's super slowed down, hasn't he? I mean, this is a lap of honor for Eric Stark. He's such an experienced powerboat racer, part of the Victory outfit based in Dubai, one of the all-time best F1 powerboat drivers. And he is cruising, fingers crossed, to victory.
Yeah, just gentle. He has no reason to be even near getting on the boost at this stage. Just run the safest, easiest lines you can. And right now, he's just sort of tucked in behind Lucas Ordonez, and maybe a smart move there, because he can see what Lucas's boat is doing. He can see what the weight conditions are, and just reading it carefully here. And all he has to do is come through now this north turn, this north hairpin, get it done smoothly, and bring it home. Ordonez just set on the previous lap the fastest lap once he got it running, a 157 flat. But right now, Eric Stark is doing exactly what we were talking about, Shirley. That last lap, he backed it off to about a 2:20. He's just gently easing through here as Ordonez goes for that mandatory long lap penalty and is making that happen. But for Eric Stark, a huge lead, up by a lap essentially, and all he has to do is take it easy. There is the checker flag flying. Team Miami, Eric Stark bringing it through in semifinal 2. Just a few more meters to go, and he will win final number 2. And look at the joy right there on that paddock area for them. Anna Glennon, look at the smile from Eric Stark. I think they know that odds are very good that they would have just won this event, round 3 here in Puerto Banús. We'll wait to get the official points read, but wow, absolutely, again, fascinating race here. There's so much drama simply because of what's going on with this incredibly rough surf right now. All I have to do is look at that breaker wall behind and see the size of the spray that is hitting there. And for Sarah Price and Lucas Ordonez, you know, for Westbrook Racing, for this second race that they've been at, they missed the opener. They'll be on the podium 2 straight times, even though this was a bit more problematic, Shirley.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an incredible thing, really. You know, they missed the first event, but they have come out and absolutely sent it. They have a good team around them. You feel that energy, that, you know, quest for learning and for delivering. And both their pilots, you know, they are at top of their game. But I suppose I'm more impressed with Lucas Ordonez. You know, he's never done anything on water, and he's had some of the fastest times of everybody. So impressive.
Yeah, it really is impressive what we're seeing here. And for Eric Stark, just his experience showing, just did everything right at the right time. And then when word got to him that you've got this in the bag, save the craft, and he did that beautifully. Shirley, let's see if we can check in with our winner.